Hello, let's get straight into it. You watched the same chaos I did. A wild, high-scoring matchup that somehow finished 42-40 and left us all equal parts. Wow, and frustrated from the jump. The offense was humming. Dak finding seams. Receivers making contested grabs. Javonte grinding 4 yards. And yet somehow we walked away with a tie. If you're sitting there wondering how a unit that can pile up 40 points doesn't win, you're not wrong. That tension is the headline tonight. The offensive line deserves credit. Keeping Dak upright against a pass rush that everyone hyped up was a huge part of why you saw the kind of passing attack we've come to expect. Dak threw for monster numbers. He scrambled when he had to, and he flat-out carried a lot of this game. Javonte showed he's legit. Tough, decisive, getting the hard yards, and our receiving group stepped up despite injuries. But underneath that offensive shine is a defense that continues to raise red flags. The secondary was repeatedly put in bad positions. Edge containment broke down at the worst moments. And costly penalties erased plays that could have swung momentum. You could feel the little things adding up. A missed assignment here, a late tackle there, and suddenly the scoreboard didn't reflect how well the offense played. Tell me in the comments right now, was this time more encouraging because the offense proved it can score? Or alarming because the defense couldn't stop anybody? And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We're pushing to 16,000 subscribers, and every single sign-up helps us keep breaking this down for you. Quick vote. Do you think this offense can carry the team deep into the playoffs? Aziz, yes or no? You and I both know the elephant in the room isn't the offense. It's the defense. Plain and simple. Let's be honest, this unit looked lost out there. Green Bay didn't just move the ball. They imposed their will. And that's not what you want to see from a team that still claims playoff aspirations. The secondary was gashed multiple times. Guys were out of position, and on more than one snap you could see receivers running free with little resistance. That's communication breakdown, and it can't keep happening. Then there's the pass rush, or should I say the lack of one. Without consistent pressure, Jordan Love had too much time to operate, and that exposed our coverage flaws even further. When we did create pressure, penalties wiped it out. Sam Williams' face mask is a perfect example. One grab of the helmet, and instead of a drive-killing stop, it's a free first down for Green Bay. Those mistakes pile up, and they're why the scoreboard read 40 points allowed. Now, part of this comes back to roster construction. We've let go of talent in recent years, gambled on keeping the wrong pieces, and right now we're paying the price. Depth at cornerback is thin, linebacker play is inconsistent, and the defensive line isn't dictating games. Maybe Diggs coming back changes some of that. Maybe Overshown helps when he's healthy, but as it stands, this defense looks like the weakest link in the chain. You can't be a contender if your defense can't hold up in crunch time. That's the brutal truth. Who do you think deserves the most criticism on this defense? The front office for not building enough depth, or the players for not executing? Drop your take below. And quick poll. Would you sacrifice some future draft picks to bring in an immediate impact defensive starter right now? Yes or no? If you haven't already, hit that like button so more Cowboys fans see this breakdown. Now let's talk about the part that should give you real optimism. The offense. Dak Prescott is playing out of his mind right now. And if you've been one of the folks saying he's holding the team back, this game should make you rethink that. He put up over 300 passing yards, threw 3 touchdowns, and even added one with his legs. He looked composed, sharp, and absolutely in control. In short, Dak is playing at an MVP level. You can't score 40 points against a defense people were hyping up as one of the league's best without your quarterback doing something special. And Dak delivered. Then there's Javonte Williams. He started slow, but when you look at the full picture, he averaged right around 5 yards per carry again. That's consistency. He's physical, he's hard to bring down, and he's getting those extra yards that keep drives alive. That's the kind of back you can lean on late in the season, and the Cowboys have to make sure they don't let him slip away in free agency. He's proving he's not a fluke. The offensive line also deserves serious credit. Missing starters, facing a Packers pass rush that came in as sack machines, and yet they kept Dak clean. That tells you a lot about their mentality. They weren't going to let their quarterback take a beating, and it showed. Give them a game ball for that performance. And how about George Pickens? With no CeeDee Lamb, he stepped up and showed he can be a true number one receiver. Over 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's not a supporting role, that's leading the show. Now imagine him on the field with CeeDee Lamb when everyone's healthy. You're talking about one of the most explosive receiving duos in football. Add Javonte pounding the rock, Dak playing lights out, and this offense has the firepower to beat anyone. Who was your offensive MVP in this game? Dak, Javonte, or Pickens? Drop your pick in the comments. And if you believe this offense is the real deal, smash that like button. Quick yes or no. Do you trust Dak to carry this team into January and beyond? Now let's dig into the Micah Parsons trade, because you know this is still buzzing in the minds of every Cowboys fan. Going into the game, many were wondering, did trading Micah make the team worse, or is the future looking brighter with those first-round picks coming back from Green Bay? Watching the game, you could see that his absence didn't magically break the Cowboys, but it also didn't fix the defensive issues. Green Bay moved the ball with relative ease, and while Clark stepped in admirably, you didn't see a game-changing performance that swung the scoreboard. Clark had moments, sure, but this wasn't a 1-for-1 replacement. It was about the bigger picture. And then there's Micah on the other side. He may have ended up with a critical, game-saving tackle on Dak, which feels almost poetic given the matchup, but did he make Green Bay a noticeably better team in that game? Honestly, probably not. Injuries, back issues, and just the ebb and flow of a single game meant that while he looked competent, he didn't dominate like he did in Dallas. So the debate remains. Was it worth it to trade a star now for picks later? The short-term answer is murky, but the long-term picture could be bright. 2 first-round picks in the next 2 drafts give Dallas flexibility to rebuild or add impact talent where they need it most, and if the defense gets bolstered over time, that could be the difference between contention and just scraping by. This trade might end up being one of those moves where the immediate reaction is split. Fans who live in the right-now mindset see Micah's absence and panic. But the Cowboys front office is clearly thinking ahead. Clark played well enough to keep the team competitive. Dak and the offense carried the day, and those future picks, their insurance for the seasons ahead. So tell me, was the trade the right move in your opinion? Are you buying into the long-term strategy? Or do you think Dallas should have held on to Micah no matter what? Drop your thoughts below, and if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so you get all the roster updates and analysis as it unfolds. Quick poll, should the Cowboys keep trading for picks and the future, or go all-in on impact players now, yes or no? Alright, let's bring this all together and talk about where the Cowboys go from here. The reality is this team, as currently constructed, isn't a finished product. The offense can win games almost by itself. When healthy, Dak is playing at an MVP level. Javonte is pounding out tough yards. George Pickens is showing he can lead a receiving corps. But the defense is where the glaring holes remain. Secondary breakdowns, inconsistent pass rush, penalties at the worst moments. Those are the areas that have to be addressed. If this team wants to be a true contender, injuries are part of it. Sure, but depth and talent gaps are the bigger issue. Looking forward, the Cowboys need to prioritize getting help on defense. Maybe that's through free agency. Maybe it's through the draft. Either way, those first-round picks from Green Bay give Dallas flexibility to make moves. The question fans have to wrestle with is whether they want to chase immediate fixes or trust the long-term plan. With Dak holding this team together and an offense capable of putting up 40 points any given Sunday, the foundation is there. It's the missing pieces on defense that will determine whether this team makes a deep run or just falls short again. I also want to remind you that wins and losses aren't everything. Sometimes it's about growth. Sometimes it's about building the right mix of talent and experience. Jerry Jones has a history of letting quarterbacks down, but Dak is proving he's the glue here, and the Cowboys need to make the right roster decisions too. Give him the support he deserves. Meanwhile, locking up players like Javonte Williams and maximizing offensive weapons is key for both now and the future. Here's my call to you. Get involved. Comment one word to describe the Cowboys right now. Is it hopeful, frustrating, or something else entirely? Your voice matters in this community, and I want to see how fans are feeling. And if you want daily breakdowns, deep dives, and all things Cowboys, hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 16,000 subscribers, and your support keeps this channel growing. Quick, yes, no vote. Do you still believe this team can make the playoffs this season? Let me know. At the end of the day, the Cowboys are a team full of potential. The offense is elite, the defense needs help, and the future is a balance between draft capital and star players. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and above all, keep supporting this team the way true fans do. The journey isn't over, it's just getting started.